We will start
Yeah.
with the first question. Here we are said that you are implementing a solution for an animal hospital. The animal hospital must contact owners regarding their pets. You need to model the owner and pet object information by using Microsoft Dataverse. Okay. The solution must minimize the amount of customization. So what we are trying to do here, we are trying to do an application. The database will be on Microsoft Dataverse. And here, the information will be related to animal maybe and the owner's information and so on. The most important point that we need to focus on is minimizing the amount of customization. And here are the required fields that we have to put. So we have owner first name, owner last name, owner email address, owner date of birth, pet name, pet breed, and pet owner. Now, which component should you use in order to minimize the amount of customization? Okay, remember what is the question here. So we need to drag and drop. Now for this question on Microsoft form, you cannot drag and drop. You can just simply write it in the text. Okay, but in Canvas, I guess, Ammar, they can drag and drop. Okay, so how we will interpret this one. First of all, in Dataverse, Microsoft created the ready tables, and these ready tables will have like contact details, will have things related to several things. So those are ready. So you don't really need to customize them. Okay, anything that has to do with name, date of birth, and so on, these are ready. You don't need to do any kind of customization. Now, things that is out of the box, that is like unique, for example, information related to a pet, those require customization. Okay, it requires you to create a new table with the different fields and so on. Okay, so this is the aim of the question, to see which tables we can use it out of the box from the ready template from Microsoft Dataverse, and which component we need to create a customized Dataverse for them. So let's get started. The owner object, which is here, as mentioned, the name, date of birth, and so on, these you can find them ready. So you don't need to do any kind of customization. You will go with the standard Dataverse tables. Okay. Now, for the pet object, this is something new that is not part of the template that are available in the Dataverse. So this requires some kind of customization. Okay. Now, here we have another tricky question, the owner's email address. So here we are not speaking about a table. However, we are speaking about one specific column. Okay, so here we are speaking about a column. Now, reference a pet record as belonging to an owner record. So we are making like referencing. So for example, I'm saying I have two tables. If the pet ID number is like this, it is a reference to this table by the pet ID. So I'm making some kind of relationship. Okay. This is the answer of this question. So the first one is to have a a standard Dataverse. The second one, custom, and column and relationship. Let me see what were your answers. Okay, perfect. A big number was able to answer this question correctly. I guess this question is straightforward, not that much tricky. Now, let's go ahead and try to answer question number 2. A company plans to build Canvas app that will be used within Microsoft Teams. Okay, so remember, within Microsoft Teams, you can still build an application. Okay, I will show you now. You need to identify the platform based on the design consideration. Okay, to answer, again, drag and drop. Each platform may be used once, more than once, or not at all. This is also tricky, so pay attention for this one. Let's get started. So here, limit the number of rows to less than 1 million that can exist for an application in Teams. So which Dataverse we will be using? We will be using, since we are speaking about application in Teams, that this is the Dataverse for Teams, okay? And here, the only constraint for this one is the limit is 2 GB limit. So if you are planning to make an application that can exceed this storage limit, then I don't recommend you creating the application within Microsoft Teams. Go ahead and create it like separately. Okay. And another question here, we want to ensure that professional developers have as many features available as possible, such as API access, plugins, and more when developing application for use within Teams. So even if we have the word within Teams, so here I'm dealing with developers who will require more features. These features are not available as part of Microsoft Teams. Now, let's discover. This is very nice practice. Go ahead. Whenever you see a question, you are learning from each and every question. You are not learning only for the exam. You are learning to have more knowledge about these tools. So I'm in Microsoft Teams. Okay. Here, under the app from this one, you have something called Power Apps. Actually, you have a lot of applications, but you can create your own app within Teams, okay? Just to facilitate the sharing component, okay? So if we created an application on our own, we go to office.com, select Power Apps, and create the application, then we need to share it with the right people. Now here within Microsoft Teams, if I click on Power Apps, I can create a team, okay? And the members of those teams will have direct access to this application, okay? So in this way, if I need to add more members, those members will automatically get the access to the application. If I want to remove a member, so I will remove the member from the team itself, and it will automatically stop receiving anything related to this application. So if your question is why we need to create an application within Microsoft Teams, it is to facilitate the sharing of information and the access of the information within that particular application, okay? But the drawback are two things. The storage, as we mentioned, the limit is 2 GB for Dataverse, and you will not have a lot of features, okay? So here, if I click on this application, you will not have a lot of feature like API connector and so on. We usually use this kind of approach if we are going to create a very simple application. Okay, so you will have the simple features that are available. Okay, now what we learned from this question, that we can build application within Microsoft Teams, but we have to bear in mind that there are a couple of limitations. Okay, let me check what was your answer for this question. Okay, I guess you got it also correct over here. Amazing. Maybe you get it correct not because you know this piece of information, but just by elimination technique. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and continue. You create reports within Power BI to report on the status of a project. A manager asks you to share the report with team members, okay? You decided to create a published app and set permission to allow other team members to view the report. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement is true or no. Okay. So we are asked to create, to share a report about the latest update of a project. This is a very common task. You will find it if you joined any company from the IT, that you need to make sure that specific people are accessing a specific piece of information. Now we will start. The Power BI published app is stored within the team site so the others can install it. Yes, for sure. As we mentioned, anything that is stored within Teams site or team site is it's a team group. So this will give access for others to install, to check, to review, and so on. Now, on the other project, one of the other project managers install and modify a dashboard within the Power BI published app. The changes are automatically made into the original published app. This is very important. This is very important. So if I downloaded the application and I have it ready, for example, as part of Power BI desktop, okay? And I did all the changes. The changes will not be automatically reflected to the original dashboard. What I need to do, I need to click on Update App. Once I click on Update App, since it is a published app, at that time only the others will be able to see my modification. This is another good practice if you were requested to do some kind of amendment to any dashboard. Remember always to click on Update App so others will be able to see it. Okay? So also this is another nice question, I can say, because it shed lights on important steps that we might miss. So most of you didn't get it correct. Maybe they get part of it. Okay, perfect. Let's continue. If you have any question, if you weren't convinced by any of my explanation, please go ahead and start asking me. Okay. Nada, you ask when we choose custom. Custom, if we have something that is unique, something new that we are creating that doesn't have like a common thing. Common things are, as I mentioned, tables related to contact information, tables related to, for example, locations, tables related to things that are common, okay? And at that time, we will create a custom tables. Okay. Okay, this one we finished. Let's go to the second question. Okay, here we go. A company plans to create an information portal that manager can use to view critical information about their teams. You need to recommend the type of Power BI component that the company should use. Okay. What should you recommend to answer drag and drop? Okay. So here we need to display data from Microsoft Excel workbook that has multiple worksheets in one chart. Okay, and here I have two components. I have the report and I have the dashboard. Before I answer this question, I prepared some kind of comparison for you. Let me show it to you. We will go through it and then we will try to answer this question. Okay. And this is a good practice. A good practice is for you to go ahead and start reading more about these terms. These terms are very important. What is a report? What is a dashboard? What is the difference between a report and a dashboard? This is what I did here in this image. So we start with a report. So what is a report? A report is when I start creating the first like a report on my desktop where I focus on data set, single data set, okay? And this one, I can have multiple visuals so that I will get more detailed analysis. But at the same time, I can have multiple pages. So for example, let me try to show you an example over here. So this is a report, but I still have multiple pages just to go in depth. For example, this is about the training. This one is covering more in depth the usage, okay? So this is a report, okay? Now, what is a dashboard? A dashboard, when you compile information from more than one report. So for example, you say this report is nice, so I will put it over here. I have another report, I will put it over there. So I'm compiling information from more than one resource if you want. So this is called a dashboard. Now, a dashboard is only a single page, but it is summarizing the information, the key matrix information. So if I'm speaking about attendance, I have the full number of attendance. If I click here, it will take me to the report with all the details, the depth information related to this piece of information. Okay, so like to summarize, we use dashboards for quick insights, and we use reports for deep analysis. Okay, so this is the difference between dashboard and reports. Now let's go ahead and try to answer this piece of question. Now I need to display data from Excel sheet. So I have one data set, okay, that has multiple worksheet in one chart. So it's fine, even if I have multiple worksheet, but it is one data set. So what will be the answer? Yalla, type it before I show you. Can you type what will be the answer? What will be the answer over here? Report. Why report? As we mentioned, excellent. Okay. Shaykha, excellent. Report because we are taking data from one data set. Okay. Dashboard is I'm collecting, Jamil, correct? Amazing, because I'm collecting information from only one data set. Now, display the top department goal metrics and alert users when specific threshold target are met. So here I'm collecting more than one information into one place, which is called a dashboard, correct? And finally, display sales chart that can filter by region. So here I'm going into specific information because I want to filter based on sales chart here where we are using a report. Okay. I hope you understand the difference between dashboard and report, so that like even if you didn't, try to go ahead and create a report and then create a dashboard. Okay. By creating and having your own experience, you will always have the knowledge and you will be able always to answer any question that you will get. Okay, let's continue. Now, you create a Power BI dashboard that displays data from Dynamics 365 customer engagement. Okay, don't panic if you see dynamic. Even if we didn't cover dynamics, it will require another certification with a lot of information. But dynamic is related to Power BI from getting information from dynamics, from maybe utilizing the dataverse and like visualizing the data and so on. So for this certificate specifically, which is PL 900, you are not required to know information related to dynamics. So don't panic. Just relate dynamic as a piece of place where I'm putting my data. It's like a database. Okay. You create a Power BI dashboard that displays data from Dynamics 365 customer engagement. You need to share the Power BI dashboard with co-workers. So this is the question. I want to share. Oops, what happened? Guess this is internet problem. Sorry for this. Okay. Good that I have 33 responses so far. We have 50 joiners, so please, Ammar, put for them the link. Even if you joined late, try to answer the questions because this will really help you.
Yeah.
Okay, so here the question is about sharing the Power BI dashboard with coworkers. What are the three possible ways to achieve this goal? Okay, so what are the three correct ways? The first option, create a Power BI workspace and grant coworker permission. Correct. So here we can create a workspace. Workspace is like a team where I'm creating a space and I'm sharing the Power BI workspace with others so that they can work with me. So this is correct answer. Publish the dashboard as an app to your coworkers. Also, this is important to create the dashboard as an app so that others can interact with the application. Export the data into common data service for others to manipulate in Power BI. No, this is not at all the correct answer. Export the data to Microsoft Excel. No, we don't need this. We need the connection with Dynamics 365. So we are not exporting the data neither to an Excel nor to a common data service. We need to really create an application, publish it with coworkers, grant them permission, and embed the report into your company internal web portal. So these are the three common answers that we have to do. Anything that has to do with giving permissions as a workspace or as an application or as an internal web will like support us in sharing the information with coworkers. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, here you have your company has an on-prem Microsoft SQL Server database that contains legacy sales data. You must display information from database in new Power Apps. You need to establish a secure connection between the database and the application. This is a common practice. Whenever you are working with government will have a lot of information that is secure, that they don't want to put on the cloud, neither on Dataverse nor on any other thing. They have it as part of their on-prem Microsoft SQL. So now, how we do this kind of connection? We establish something called data gateway. So data gateway, sorry, I have to go here. Data gateway is the only solution whenever you have any kind of database which is on-prem. Okay, so in this way, you will use the data gateway. It's part of Power BI. You will only put the server number and a couple of information. And in this way, we will be able to maintain this kind of data synchronization between on-prem and Power BI, which is on cloud. Okay, so remember, whenever you see the word on-prem, the solution is data gateway. Okay, let me see what you answered. Okay. Okay. Amazing. So most of you were able to answer this question correctly. And amazing, most of you also answered data gateway. Perfect. Okay, let's continue. So I'm just checking your answer to see if you are really ready. I can tell that you are ready because, as we mentioned, it doesn't require a lot of deep information. Just try to go and practice on your own using these applications. You will get all the answers as well. Okay, a recent update has been made to Canvas app. The update causes usability issues. You need to roll back the app to a previous version. What should you do? This is a very straightforward. It's a common practice whenever we do any kind of software development. What we do, we go and restore the previous version of the app. As simple as it is. It has nothing to do with uninstall the app, deactivate, delete. No, just restore the previous version. Let me see if you were able to answer this correctly. Okay. Deactivate the live, import previous version. No. Why this is not wrong? Why this is wrong? Because you don't, all the versions are saved already on the application, on the app. You just need to click on restore the previous, similar to what you do in Word. In Word document, if you want to retrieve a previous like version, you click on retrieve previous version. It is the same practice with Canvas app. Okay. So this is usually if I have things on on-prem and I'm uploading and downloading. The beauty about Power Apps is that you can create, you can share, you can do everything on cloud. You don't really need to download one single file to your device, and hence you don't really need to download or upload. Okay. Okay, there is a question. Yes, go ahead. Nahyan, I guess. You can open the mic. Nahyan, you have a question? Go ahead, open the mic or put it in the chat. I've been removed from the session. Oh, I'm not sure. Ammar, can you please double check?
What do you mean removed from the session, Nahyan?
I'm not sure. Maybe it could be an internet issue, Nahyan.
Maybe you got disconnected. That's it. But
maybe. Okay, let's continue. You are a district manager for a large retail organization. You train each store manager to use Power BI to track sales and daily sales targets. A store manager remembers learning about analyze in Excel option, but can't find the option in their Power BI dashboard. You need to help the user resolve this issue. So I remember as part of also further analyzing, some people still like to analyze using Excel. This is also a nice option that is available as part of Power BI. So here, let me also take you here. Yes, I have it. So here, as part of the dashboard, okay, once you have it as a dashboard, as you can see over here, you can go to the word export and click on analyze in Excel. So this is available as part of a dashboard. Let's see here. Install the Power BI desktop, select the Spotify spotlight button, subscribe to the dashboard and follow the email, navigate to the report used by the dashboard. This should be the correct answer. Which one you answered it correctly? Let me see. Navigate to the report used by the dashboard. Uh, okay. Yes, correct. D. Amazing. So always remember, like just to go and explore what is in there under each button. We will explore them today. Actually, some of the questions make us go ahead and try to discover more and explore. Remember, the questions that we are giving you. They are like a compile of questions that used to come in previous exams. Always you will have a margin of 20% to new questions. So don't only rely on these questions. These questions are very important just to prepare you, but go ahead and discover each and every tool on your own and read a lot from Amazon. Okay? I guess I repeated the question twice here, correct? This is why. Okay, no worries. Let me delete this question. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Okay. Again, you are district manager for a large retail company. You want to provide sales manager with deeper sales insight to ensure they can make more informed decisions for their store. Store manager must be able to view data in real time. Okay, you need to create and share a Power dashboard that can be used by the store managers. Which tools can you use? Let's see. What are the options? Create Power BI dashboards that contain a single store information. So here, shall we go with Power BI service only, Power BI desktop only, or Power BI desktop or Power BI service? So if I need something that has to do with sharing, then I will go with Power BI service, but not alone, because Power BI service is also limited with the number of things that I can do. Always, we recommend people to start with Power BI desktop, finalize the visualization, save it, publish it, and share it so that everyone will be able to get the needed information. So here, since we are speaking about a single store, maybe we are doing it together, so we don't really need to share. So the word sharing is not there. This is why the answer will be Power BI desktop only. We don't really need to share. We are creating it, we are putting it on the desktop, so we don't need really to share. Now, share that dashboard with your retail managers. When we heard the word share, at that time, we need to include a component of Power BI service. And remember, here also there is an extra license. So in the Power BI desktop, you don't need to have a license. Everyone can go ahead, download Power BI desktop and work and create visualization. But if I need to share this visualization with others, at that time only, I will need an extra license, which is for Power BI service, so that they can access the information. Okay? This is also very important to learn and to read about. Okay. Let me see what was your answers. Desktop only. Okay. Now, okay, why only alone is not good? Because you need يعني Power BI service alone, you cannot create a lot with it. It is limited with the features. This is why we always complement it with Power BI Desktop and Power BI service. Okay. طيب يلا, let's continue. A company uses Microsoft Excel workbooks to store consolidated sales data. Workbooks are stored on OneDrive for business. Okay, good. Match each Power BI feature to its requirement to answer drag and drop. Okay, so we need to enable user-friendly reporting on phones. So since we are speaking on phones, then we need to have something called mobile application. Okay, so in mobile application, you can have information that you selected and that will be available to your users. Okay, this is straightforward. Also, it doesn't require a lot of knowledge. Since it is mobile phone, then you need a mobile app. Use natural language to query and aggregate data. At this time, you need something called Q&A. Okay, so Q&A, I guess I have something here for Q&A. Let me show you. Okay, this is very nice. Maybe I missed it. So whenever you are exposed with any question, okay, try to write down the words that they are trying to ask you about. So remember the first two words we were discussing, report and dashboard. Now, these are two also important words that you always need to know the differences between them. The first one is Power BI Desktop. This is related to the previous question. So here we have many data sources. We can transform and change data, do manipulation, modeling, calculated columns, use Python themes, and so on. Also, we can have reports, visualization. We can add an aspect of security, filters, bookmark, Q&A, which I will be showing you right now. Use R if you are using like to visualize. Sharing. Also, you can use it with Power BI Desktop and Power BI services. And also role role column security creation, also you can have it. Now, for Power BI services, what is the difference? You look at this point, some data sources, some. This is why in the previous question, we selected Power Desktop and Power BI services, because you need to have a solution with more data sources. Okay, here you have dashboards. You don't have dashboards over here. Here you have, as part of Power BI services, you can publish an application and you can have a workspaces, which you don't have over here. You can create data flow. You can have paginated reports. You can control more the role engagement. You can have gateway. So if you want to connect with information on-prem, you cannot take it from the free, and you can have collaboration. So put these in mind whenever you want to answer the questions that are related between comparing Power BI Desktop and Power BI services. Okay, my advice to you, do this kind of comparison and add it as part of your cheat sheet paper. Remember, you cannot use any paper in the exam, but the cheat sheet paper will help you to revise, okay? Not for the exam. In the exam, they will ask you to open the camera and to show your surrounding, and they want to make sure that you don't have any kind of information that will help you. Now, I wanted to show you the Q&A, where you can find the Q&A and what is the Q&A. So here we go. Under modeling, you have something called Q&A. And in Q&A, you can ask questions with your natural language to your data. So here, for example, I'm asking how many final attendance were joined. So here it's taking information from two different columns, the attendance and the joint, and it is giving me the answer. So this is very nice way of really understanding your data by just communicating with the Power BI through Q&A. Okay, let me check what you put over here. Excellent. Most of you guessed this question correctly. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to write it in the chat or simply open your mic. Okay? Okay, let's proceed. A company plans to display support call matrix on a screen that is visible to all call center staff. You need to recommend solutions to meet the company's requirement. Okay, we will see now that the requirement. What should you recommend to answer? Drag the appropriate component to the correct requirement. So here, the first requirement is display a chart with incoming calls versus wait time and pin the chart to a dashboard. So since we are having couple of information, then this is called a tile. Okay, a tile is where I'm displaying several things and I'm pinning. So when I hear the word pin, this means a tile. Okay. Now, second, these are some words that you need also to learn the definition, okay? Remember I shared with you last time like flashcards. You can also create your own flashcards. So like this, go ahead, search for the definition of each and every one of these, check what does it mean, put the definition, because during the exam, as you can see, it's like just a definition of the word. Now here, send a specific user a notification when the number of custom support called waiting is over 20. So this is something very cool that you can do in Power BI service, the one with the license. What you can do, you can set alert. Okay, and alert, I guess I prepared something for you on in this regards. Let me see. Yeah, alert in Power BI services. So here, this is a paid license. You cannot make it with the free version. You need to have the paid license. And here, you can go to any of these visuals, select a specific field. For example, when attendance changed, either increased or decreased, send email. You see, you can either send notification on Teams or you can send email. This is a common practice at, for example, at banks. They will give you a card, okay, and they will ask you, for example, to input your mobile phone. Now here, the mobile phone is not supported, either Teams or email. And then once your number reach, they will send you a notification on your mobile phone that proceed to this counter, for example. You can do the same, but not mobile phone, using alert. But remember, this is part of Power BI service, not the desktop version. Okay, so here we will answer alert. Here, display matrix from different data sets that have related data. So this one is tree map, where we are showcasing information from different places. So you have a different visualization for a tree map. Once you go to Power BI visuals, you can search, as I did over here, tree map, and you will find a lot of nice visuals that you can utilize. And this is the aim of the tree map, is to display matrix from different data set that have related data. Again, this is a definition that you can go and start learning more about. Let me see what you answered to this question. Workspace, alert, okay, alert, okay, everyone got the alert correct. Tile alert data query. Okay, why not direct query? Because I need to display. When you see the word display, it means a visual, okay? Data query is at the back end, okay? Yeah, you are right. It is a tricky question. Everything related to Power BI is tricky. It is the hardest component in PL 900. Okay, let's proceed. If you have any question while I'm explaining and analyzing, please feel free to stop me and ask me the questions. We have 52 attendees, but I only have 33 responses. I need all of you to get exposed to the question. Please, all of you, try to answer this form. Even if we finish this call, try to answer it, okay? And after we finish, go ahead and do the quiz on Canvas, just to make sure that, to show us that you are committed for that certification. Okay, let's continue here. You are using Dynamics 365 sales, another dynamic question, but you will see dynamic is there just as a like a database since we are speaking about Power BI. You need to create a Power BI report that include a customer office location. The city and the state columns must be combined to form one column. What should you do? So here, since I'm doing some kind of data manipulation, I'm doing calculations, I'm merging, blah, 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 then the answer should be Power Query Editor so that I can merge columns. Okay, I guess I prepared something for you also over here to show you the Power Query. You see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to take the question and go to the tool itself to see where are things, how I can reach to the specific, for example, visual, how can I get to a specific query, and so on. Try to do the same because this way you will really have the answers in your mind without memorizing. You don't need to memorize any information. You just need to understand, okay? So here under home, if I click on transform data, it will take me to Power Query Editor where I can do all of these things. I can remove column, merge column, append, combine. If I did any kind of like training for a virtual machine, I can link to the model and I can have the model create a new column based on this database. Actually, this you can do. And it is one of the labs that you can have on Microsoft Learn. Try to search how to link machine learning with Power BI. It will not be one of the objectives for this certificate, but it will be very nice for you for in the future if you are trying to build something related to data and AI. Okay, so let's see what you answered this question. Amazing. Most of you got it correct. Amazing. Okay, let's continue. A company runs a call center to handle customer support inquiries. The company track metrics, including the number of incoming calls and call resolution rates. The company wants to display the metrics on a shared screen that is visible to all call center staff. You need to recommend a visualization solution for the company. So since the question is to visualize and the solution should have has to be with visualization, then you don't need AI Builder, you don't need Power Automate, you don't need Power Apps, you need Power BI. This is a very straightforward question. I hope all of you got it correct. Perfect. Power BI is for visualization. AI Builder is to train your model on AI aspect like form recognizer, object detection, and so on. Power Automate is to automate tasks. It's straightforward. Power Apps is to create applications. But to have visualization, you only need Power BI. Perfect. Let's continue. You are creating Power BI reports. You need to choose which filter you can use for the report, okay? Which 3 types of filter can you use? Let's first list all the filters. Whatever I'm doing right now should be as part of your, as I mentioned, like a summary, cheat sheet, whatever you want to call it. Here, since the question is related about filters, let's go and learn more what are the different filters that we have. We have automatic filters that are automatically done as part of this dashboard. We have manual filters where people can go ahead and put their own filter. For example, show me the maximum number of attendance who joined on this specific day. So I put constraint. I can have something like include in the filter, exclude. I can have drill down, cross drill, drill through. I can have a URL that it's taking information from another, for example, database, and I have pass through filters. Okay, so these are the different kind of filters. we don't have time now to discover each one of them, but I need you to go ahead and to try them one by one, all these filters. So I guess it's over here. Let me try to show you filters. You see here filters, and you can drag and drop, and you can start checking and discovering all these filters. Try to do it to further understand the differences between each and every filter. Okay, so now we know what are our filters. Let's go ahead and try to answer this question. Drill down, yes. Automatic, yes. Database is not a filter. Like it's like obvious. Manual, yes. External, it's not part of the filter. So here they are just testing if you know the different type of filters, okay? They are not asking you specifically about the filters. This is why I didn't spend time explaining each and every one. It's not part of this certification. They just need you to know that we have a different types of filter. These filter can do this and that. Okay, let me check how many of you were able to answer this correctly. Okay, database is not a filter and external is not a filter. Okay, good. Let's proceed. A manufacturing company uses Internet of Things, IoT devices, to monitor the temperature in different parts of their warehouse. You need to view near real-time information from the IoT device and Power BI service dashboard. Which tool should you use? This is also, you don't need to know anything related to Power Platform. Whenever we are saying the word real-time, okay, then the answer should be streaming datasets. It doesn't have to do how we can do it, how we can achieve it. Actually, to achieve it, this requires a lot of coding. It's not a straightforward step. So you need to do some kind of coding between the IoT device and the Power BI and so on. Specifically, it is a Power BI service. It's not the desktop version. Then you don't need to know a lot of information, except the word real time means streaming. Okay. Let's check. Okay, perfect. 75% got this correct. Let's continue. You have Power BI report with a page named Rev Received. The page shows gross revenue received by your company. You want to create an almost identical page that shows net revenue instead of gross revenue. What should you do? So here you need to modify. No, because it is what is requested is to create and an identical. So we cannot modify. Duplicate is the right answer because in duplicate, we are creating a new with an identical page. Import, no, because we don't really need to import any information. Everything is identical. Copy the visual from to a new. Copy is not what we need. We need to do duplicate. And here also I have for you an image about how to do this. So as I mentioned, I can have several pages. So as you can see over here, I have this page, that page. Let's say that I need to replicate this page identically, but just I will not show the same visuals. I have my own visuals. So, sorry, I will create my own visual based on filters and so on. So what I will do, I will click on the page itself and I will click on duplicate. And in this way, I have two identical pages. Okay. Let me check what was your, okay, perfect. Duplicate, most of you answered duplicate. Okay. Let's proceed. I guess we still have like 9 more minutes and we are almost there. A company is using Power BI. The company wants to see which data connectors are available for building dashboards. You need to evaluate the available connectors. What should you use to see all available connectors? So, which, based on the comparison that we did, which one has the most capability of connectors? Is it the workspace? Is it the data service? Is it the data flows? Is it the Power Platform Admin Center? No. If I need to connect data, Then I need to go to Power BI desktop and check all the connectors. So here, home, get, from the get, I will get all the data sources and the different kind of connectors that I have with SQL, blah. So here you will find everything that related to data, database, and some kinds also the connectors that you can do. Okay, let me check. Yes, perfect. Okay, let's continue. You create a multi-page Power BI report for an organization. You must enable salespeople in the organization to use the report to view data relevant to their sales region only. Okay, so you need to enable security for the report. So what you need to do, okay, what we are trying to do here, we created a report, but we need specific salespeople to see information related only to the countries they are covering. So for example, we have 5 account managers covering the Middle East. One is covering Qatar, one is covering Bahrain, one is covering UAE. All of them will have access to the same dashboard, but I need each one of them based on their role to see the information related to them. So this is not sensitive labels. Sensitive labels, it has to do with sharing, whether they can open it or no outside the organization, within the organization. Microsoft Azure Active Directory will give you access to, either will give you access to the Power BI or no. Microsoft Trust Center also. Data loss prevention, no, it has nothing to do with sharing information and thus data loss prevention. It has to do with row level security. Let me try to show you how to get it. I guess from modeling, from here, you go to manage roles. Okay, and here you can have a new role access per row. So if I say, for example, let me give you this example. This is the database for all the sales manager. I will say who can access to what. You can check who can access to what based on their email address. So if this email address is equal to that, do this. Now, I don't have a lot of information over here, but you can build your rule over here. And in this way, I'm filtering based on the row. Okay, this is why it is called, as we can see here, row level security. Okay, remember this one and try to play around, try to put some data analysis, try to make some kind of filters and check how you can benefit from this one in order to make sure who can access your dashboard. Perfect. Let's continue. We have a couple more questions. You create a set of dashboards and reports for a project team that combines data from different sources in Power BI. Some of the data is considered sensitive. You need to distribute the dashboard and report securely to the team. So what you need to do, custom data connector to bring data. You don't need it. So here we are asked to share. So once we are sharing, we are publishing an application. So once I publish the application, at that time only, I can restrict who can access the data using their username and password. Remember, it's not at a row level, it is at a dashboard level. So we need to have a published app. Microsoft Law has nothing to do with sharing the data, and Power BI Workspace also has nothing to do with sharing the data with sensitive information. It is the publishing application. Now, you are using Dynamics 365 Sales. You need to pull data into Power BI report for your team. The city and state column must be combined to form one column. I guess this one is repeated, and we mentioned that this is Power Query where we are merging more than one column. Let me check how you are answering these questions. Row level security, okay, correct. And here, published app. Oh, you have workspace. Yeah, for the app, this is the common. Workspace, okay, what is the difference? Workspace is a small team. But here we are speaking about an organization level. Since it is an organization level, so it will be a published app. Okay, per query, amazing. Okay, now we are on this question. Question number 22. You have any question, just type it in the chat or just raise your hand. A company using a Power Platform is implementing Power BI. The company plans to connect to several data sources and create reports and dashboards. You need to identify the data sources that they can connect to. So where you can connect, we can connect Excel, yes, for sure. Microsoft Dataverse, which is tables, yes, for sure. Microsoft OneNote, no. You know what is Microsoft OneNote? It's a place where you can write text, add videos, add images, add forms, but it's not a database. Microsoft Word also, no. This is a very straightforward. I'm not sure who put OneNote and Word. This should be a common and easy question. Okay, the last question. User 1 creates several Power BI dashboards for a company. User 1 shares a dashboard with user 2 who works for another company. User 2 report that she is able to view. So here, user 1 shared a dashboard with user 2. User 2 was able to view the dashboard. Now, what user 2 has done? User 2 forwards the email containing the dashboard sharing link that she received to user 3. So how she is sharing the information? She just forwarded the email. This is the tricky point. Now, user 3 reports that he receives an error message when he selects the link to view the dashboard. User 3 can view a dashboard that he has created. So he can view a report that he has created, but he cannot view the report that was shared via an email. So we need to determine why user 3 receives an error. Let's see. User 3 is running an out-of-date version of Power BI. It has nothing to do with this because he was able to see his own dashboard. User 2 is signing into a dashboard and must sign out before user 3 can sign in. No, everyone can log in at the same time. So this is a wrong answer. Forwarding the email doesn't share the dashboard. This is critical and this is very important. Since we are dealing with sensitive data, we cannot just share any link and it work. Once we are sharing something, we need to put the email share with, meaning we are putting the email of the users. At that point, only they can access the information. If user 2 didn't put the email of user 3, then user 3 cannot check the information. They need to put them as in the email. User 1 signed in using the wrong organization account for Power BI. It has nothing to do with this one because everyone was able to see the dashboard. So this is how you analyze this kind of questions. Just remove the answers that is not relevant. Okay, so this is all. I guess we are on time. Thank you for attending. Please go ahead and finish all the quizzes on Canvas because this is a way we can know that you are committed for the certifications. Ammar, do you have anything to say before we close?
No, Solange, thank you so much. It's clear. I posted the attendance link in the chat. I'll keep it open until 12:35. Hazza, send us an email, please, and mention your name, university name, and mention that you've attended the session, and we will fix it from our side, and we will add your name. Thank you so much, Solange, for the session today. Really informative.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Hazza, the email is mentioned in the form. So if you can just go to the form, it's AIinnovators at salwatan.ae.